Meredith.
Thanks for joining me today. I thought I might just start with some introductions for others who are watching this. So my name is Meredith Bayliss. I work as a support coordinator with Yader Institute. I'm also the parent of a child on the NDIS scheme. So I wear a few different hats, and I'll get you just to introduce yourself too for me, please.
Sure. My name's Michaela Kennedy. I'm also a support coordinator with Yader Institute, and I'm also one of their directors as well.
Fantastic. Thanks, Michaela. So our calling question is, has person-centeredness become systemized and lost its magic? Would you like to talk to that question a bit from your perspective?
Sure, thanks. I'd love to. What I'm really concerned about is we have a national disability insurance scheme in Australia, and it is the biggest social change that this country has seen since its medical reforms. And it has put a lot more funding into the system, which is fantastic for people. And it's done lots of great things, and I don't begrudge that whatsoever. People deserve to have good lives. What I have some serious concerns about is the NDIS culture. And we have a culture now, 5 years down the track, a few more years from the trial sites, that the people that work in the system for the government, which allocate the funding, distrust families, therapists, and support coordinators and people who are involved in asking for funds. They write a plan. The plan has a about the person section. It has goals, and it has funding allocated to those goals. And my biggest concern is that families feel and people feel and are directed by those that support them to tell their story about their life and about their issues and barriers to having a good life from the perspective of a average not so good day, an average bad day. And then the culture that we have with the system is that the planners, the people within the system that are making those what they call reasonable and necessary assessments, distrust what people are saying, and quite often it feels like they have to weed through and go through the documentation that's provided as evidence to judge what is reasonable and necessary. And there's a real distinct feeling that families and people are over dramatising what's needed, and planners need to cut it back. Even so much to say that managers have key performance indicators which are money driven, and to me that's really scary. We're not fostering any trust within the system. Of course, there is always individual people that have relationships with families and people and providers that are trusting, and they work together collaboratively. But that seems to be more the minority than the majority, which is a real shame, and that's really concerning for me. So that's what I'm quite keen to talk about, and I'm quite keen to to hear about other jurisdictions around the world, and have they seen the same sort of thing? Like, there's many other places in the world that have been doing individualised funding and person-centred planning for many years, longer than Australia. And I'd like to see if those kinds of things happened in other areas as well. And if it did, what did they do to help bring trust back, help bring good person-centred conversations that are based around quality of life, not just based around somebody's functioning.
Great question. Thanks, Michaela.
Cool. I look forward to talking to people. Hope you join us.
Thanks. See you next time.
Okay, bye.